There's magic in the air tonight.
And anything can happen.
Che c'è? Vorresti un bacio?
Baciarsi sarebbe carino, giusto?
She's not that difficult to draw. She has some very basic graphic shapes. Her nose is this little triangle. And of course I never have to deal with the eyes because they're always covered by those glasses, which at first frightened me a little bit, and I thought I would lose the connection to an audience, without the eyes. But at least I had these wrinkles above her eyes that move up and down depending on her mood. So at least I had that to play with. But then when it comes to her mouth, there's absolutely just loose flesh, no teeth whatsoever. And I just wanted to have some fun with her neck, and I gave it sort of extra room for all these folds and those wrinkles that she has underneath her jaw. And then because she's so old, she probably wouldn't have any hair, and I gave her this sort of wrap around her head, which could be a towel or something that she would just wrap around her head, and just to hide the fact that she probably has just a little bit of fuzz left there. And then of course, she had to have some jewelry, being a lady that she is. At one point, somebody was saying, why don't we give her a lot of jewelry and chains, necklaces, and with every step you hear the clunk, clunk. And that sounded like a nice idea, but I had to draw all that jewelry, and I noticed that this would take me forever, with all that detail. That's what CG is very good at. They can just lay on all those layers and layers of texture and jewelry. They would have done that, But in drawing, you have to economize and actually know how to hold back. So we just gave her these big earrings. It was sort of a trademark. And then she's got this neck piece, this metal plate, this sort of kind of jewelry, and this cape. And had to hold back on jewelry a little bit to make it economical. But she's very round, but for contrast, we gave her very bony arms to show some age, there's some old bones that we are looking at here. And then you just have to make sure the hands are very gnarly and old looking. And that's basically what she ended up looking like. To me, a very unusual, fun character.
Ma dove andate?
A cercare chi spezzi l'incantesimo.
Yeah, she's a fascinating character. She's not superficial. She has a lot of depth to her. I mean, her role in the movie is basically being the fairy godmother who helps the characters in their problems because, of course, the two main characters have been turned into frogs by the villain, and so she helps them to take human form again.
L'unica cosa che conta è quello che c'è sotto la pelle.
As she is looking at that problem, she finds out there's something else that they need even more than being humans again. She gets a little bit mad at them. They said, the only thing you want to talk about is being human, but you don't know what you really need. What you want is not what you need. And the characters don't understand that at first. And then, of course, she goes into this big song about what's inside. You have to dig a little deeper to find that out.
Un'altra volta non conta la faccia che hai. Nessuno vuole cantare con lei. Okay.
So she has a lot of depth to her. Nevertheless, she is eccentric. She has a sense of humor. She is 197 years old, and the fun that I had with her was trying to come up with unusual ways of moving her, staging her. She would all of a sudden talk to the frogs and turn her head upside down, talk to her on that level. It's just completely crazy things. Or the frogs would talk to her about something really important, how can we become human again? She would just be dozing off like an old lady, which makes her very human in a way. So I knew that animating her, I couldn't just be natural and make things look nice. There had to be more, there had to be an eccentric quality in the way she moves. How would I move her hips? And I try to accentuate that a lot, the way her hips go back and forth, and invent movements. And that was the fun for me about this character, that you could really invent character aspects to her. Yeah.
La principessa e il ranocchio.
Soltanto un bacio?
Uno solo? A meno che non ne implorerai altri.